All right. So our next rich tip question doesn't come from anybody. I think I found this actually on LinkedIn. It was someone posted a question on LinkedIn, didn't make a note of who it was. But basically the question was, spring fever, it's here. So how do you stay focused? How do you stay energized? How do you stay motivated to work when finally, after such a nasty winter, they didn't say this, but I'm adding it. After such a nasty winter, the sun is finally out, the warmth is finally out, and it's just a glorious time of year, and staying inside after being inside for weeks and months on end, you know, is hard. So what can you do? What tips do I have in order for you to stay focused on what it is that you need to get done, whether in your own business, whether for another company, or whether it is that you're just hanging at home with the kids and you just need to get some things done. How do you stay focused? So let me see what I provided to them. You know, I truly believe this. The rich tip I would provide is the key factor in staying focused is acknowledging that you're not, or that you might not be, knowing that, for instance, spring is coming around the corner or it's here, and therefore you're going to find a hard time being focused when your bike's sitting outside or your dog is, you know, at home. How, you know, therefore you know that there's distractions that could interrupt you. That's the first key, is to recognize and acknowledge and be aware of what are those things that sabotage your focus or your motivation or your energy towards something. And because in the middle of winter, you could be sitting down and acknowledging those things and coming up with solutions to how to handle them. And that's for anything. If you can stay aware and stay ahead of the game, so to speak, when it comes to what you know sabotages you in any way, shape, or form, spring fever or not, and you acknowledge them, you lay them down, and you come up with a solution for each one of them, whether it has to do with eating, whether it has to do with going out too many nights of the week when you have so much to do, whether it's, you know, you're nervous about picking up the phone and making a cold call. In this case, whether or not you know you're going to get distracted because of spring fever, acknowledging that those are distractions and those are energy suckers is your first step. You can write them out, and then you can come up with solutions for them. And basically what I mentioned to this individual, I really do wish I had a name, but I said, okay, so once you've done that, then be okay with taking a time out so you can take in, you know, the beautiful weather, the beautiful sun, the beautiful time of year. But that said, you have to structure yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable and limit yourself to a certain time block. And you want to determine that before you go out. You want to say, okay, I'm going to go out and walk the dog for 20 minutes and I'm going to be right back at my desk and doing what I need to do. Or I work for a company and I'm at the headquarters and I'm going to go and stand outside or maybe take a walk around the building, and then once I do that, I'm going to come right back in. You can even set your phone alarms. People have no excuses anymore that they don't know what time it is, or that they didn't have an alarm clock, because everyone's phone has some sort of application or gadget that allows you to do that. And I do that quite often. So you can set the alarm, put it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the case might be. Do what you need to do to kind of get yourself out of that distraction, out of that, you know, demotivator. Because if all of a sudden you force yourself not to acknowledge that, you know, time sucker, that spring fever, then it's just like a diet. When you deprive yourself of something, you're just going to want it that much more, and you're not going to have any willpower when it comes to that 5-minute restriction, or maybe you said 15-minute restriction. You're going to go, oh, what the heck, I'm just going to, you know, bail out for the day and grab my bike and go hiking or mountain biking. So acknowledge it, set a boundary around it, allow yourself to enjoy it, but at the same time, make sure you have some sort of tool or some sort of alarm or something that says, okay, you're done, turn around, I have to go back in. That would be my one big rich tip when it comes to how do you deal with productivity issues and focus and energy when spring fever has hit. All right? I hope that answers your question and provides you a valuable tip to use. This is Shedding the Bitch Radio. You're listening to Bernadette Boas, and I am taking your questions, stories, and challenges. It's Rich Tip Tuesday, and I am drilling into them even further than what I could do on a Facebook or Twitter post and providing you some additional tips and advice and tough love so you can ensure that you're taking action and creating a rich business, career, or life. All right?